somebody told me I roast some pretty fat.
Dude, that looks like a fucking finger, dude. That's a finger. That's a Halloween blunt, too.
Whose fucking finger is this? I mean, I know there's people with longer fingers than me, but damn. I don't think that fucking long. Maybe like this much longer.
Yeah, true.
Nah, this is just a big motherfucker.
No homo on penises. The fucking that Young Thug tweet.
What do you say? No homo, but what?
He's like, no homo, we out here smoking penises.
What the fuck? He said that shit? Oh, he was talking about the thickness of the blunt?
Yeah. No homo, we out here smoking
No homo, but we out here fucking smoking cock. It's like,
what the
you're smoking dicks. Welcome back, guys. For those of you guys that are following us, for those of you guys that are new, please like, follow, subscribe, comment. Let us know how we're doing.
Make sure you're doing it.
I still have yet to see any comments on any of our videos.
Yeah, no, it's mainly
We must
right
be
now.
doing that pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's so
Right.
perfect that nobody's saying anything about it.
Right? They're like, those motherfuckers are right. Even though
No.
we've gotten like a million things wrong.
Oh man, week
I feel like this year's kind of fucking with me.
Yeah, how?
I just think we underestimated the ability for teams to get better over the offseason, to be honest with you.
I think that, and
I
also
feel like a lot more teams got a lot better over the offseason than they did before.
for teams to regress as well.
That too.
Because yeah,
Cincy.
yeah, that's exactly the team I was thinking.
They regressed like
Holy shit.
yeah.
I think we saw last year where there was a lot of good teams. There was no like clear-cut best team in the NFL last
Well,
year.
you can't say that about this year either because you know what, like there is a lot of good teams this year as well.
No. That's what I was gonna say. So there was a lot of good teams, not great teams. You know, not elite. There was no like really elite team because nobody really.
This year, some teams actually woke the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like,
So we have teams.
I mean,
breaking
who would have
away
ever
from
thought that
Peloton.
Jacksonville would be doing pretty damn decent?
Yeah, I mean.
No
yeah.
joke. Like Jacksonville
after
has a
last
strong
year-
potential to be a playoff contender.
No, for sure. I think after last year, definitely there was that thought, that expectation coming into this year that Jacksonville was going to be one of the top teams. I think they got
I feel
to
like
a
Trevor
slow
Lawrence is picking
start.
it up.
Yeah, but definitely right now we're
Not
starting
just
to
that. Okay, so let me rephrase that. I feel like Trevor Lawrence was one of the most prepared quarterbacks coming into the league. I just think that he went onto a team that was still needing to build.
That's fair. That's definitely fair.
Because even his rookie year, he was doing pretty decent.
Yeah, I think now that he actually has multiple targets to throw to,
Now
like,
he has one.
he's looking good.
target.
Yeah.
Now he has, running backs.
Yeah. Tank Bigsby.
Ingram
He touches.
isn't actually turning out to be a bad tight end at all.
Yes, sir.
He's actually been one of his number one targets. He start opening it up to all his receivers, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Seems like once he gets one that's hot, he just stays with that one.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too, and it showed its head here in Jacksonville. And I'll kind of talk on that later, but basically what ends up happening is the defenses are really targeting Calvin Ridley. I feel. I don't think it's so much a matter of him not being able to get separation or
Just
Trevor
feel
not
like Calvin
making his
Ridley's been
way.
locked down.
Yeah, I think he's just getting that wide receiver one treatment.
But in turn, he's got other receivers that are more than capable of making plays as well too, like
Yeah.
Christian Kirk and Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, Travis Etienne.
Yep.
And he himself can run the ball if he needs to break the pocket. He's not a bad runner himself.
I think teams right now are just kind of picking their poison. They're like, kill us with Kirk, kill us with Ingram, but I mean, they're getting killed.
I think
That's the
people just need to
problem.
be better prepared and just start
Yep.
taking them more seriously
Yeah, no.
and realizing, like, you know what, if this guy decides to start spreading out the ball, we're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a defensive coordinator going into a week where you're going into Jacksonville week, you also have to think like, do we just let Calvin Ridley eat and we shut the other guys down?
But there's going to have to be a point in time when you can't just keep sticking to that strategy of, okay, well, we're just going to take Calvin Ridley away. And then we're just going to take, the lesser of two evils because no matter what,
The lesser
that
of two
lesser
evils
evil
ends up being
still
a
being a
fucking
win.
hell. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the Jaguars game, I thought it was pretty cool this weekend. Me and my kids, we got up early and we watched it. And believe it or not, my 2-year-old son sat down and legitimately watched the whole football game, and that was the Jaguars and Atlanta Falcons game.
Little Disney Plus.
Being the Toy Story. It was cool watching. My son had a good kick out of it. Josiah had a really good kick out of it. had the 2 regular broadcasters and they had the broadcasting in that way, which
Yeah.
I thought was pretty awesome because then that, that changes it up too. But that'd be pretty cool to see a lot more of, and then maybe even see them, do different things. Like this one was Toy Story, maybe the next one's gonna be different.
Yeah, true.
Bigger field, but same
Hopefully it doesn't
parameters,
start turning
cars,
into product placement and shit. Moving on to the Week 5 slate after Week 4, we've got a bye week coming up. So first teams are getting their byes: the Browns, Chargers, Bucks, and Seahawks. We'll start it with quarterbacks, and I'll actually give this one a start. I want to give some props to a guy who's been struggling all fucking year. Finally was worth the ADP. The Denver defense was horrible as shit, but he did well for his 3 quarters that he performed. And as far as fantasy relevance goes, he had a good game. Justin Fields, quarterback 3. 28 of 35, 335 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1
I have him
pick,
in one of my leagues. I had to start him.
4 rushes for
He's the best
25
of
yards.
He's the best of 2 shitty autographs.
Which,
And, it
worked out this week.
I didn't mind it because I was like, well, they're going against Denver. You can't be too fucking bad. He's like,
Yeah.
hold on. Then we're going to find out who the real worst team is.
Yeah, which we found out. It is the Chicago Bears, but
The Bears are in the perfect position right now if they can get him. If they can get him, they're going to be getting Caleb Williams, and you know damn well they had the 2nd pick overall as well too due to a trade from Carolina.
yeah,
If they get that, bro, they get to go after one of these other top running backs and receivers. And from the
They
looks of
should
it,
go for
people
a
are
lineman.
saying, from what people are saying, they can get a lineman later on.
they need to get.
But
a high
they can
tier
get
lineman.
Caleb Williams and they can get fucking Marvin Harrison Jr. over there with Chase Claypool.
Yeah, fucking Chase Claypool. Before we even get to wide receivers, drop him, take him out back, put him out of his misery.
No, but I'm saying, I feel like
R.I.P. if you drafted him.
you can't really say that about Chase Claypool. But if they can get those 2 right off the bat, they can spend the rest of their draft worrying about line details. Because linemen ain't going to go that fucking quickly. They're still going to get their pick of the cream of the crop, I think.
Yeah,
I don't see a lot of linemen going in the first round. Let's be realistic. And if they are linemen, most of them are defense.
in this class.
Yeah,
in
so-
this class, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, the Bears are in a perfect situation. They end up with Caleb Williams. Shit, Caleb Williams might see that and be like, you know what? Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
hell yeah. I'll tell you what, yeah, I'll go with you guys, but you got to pick up Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Give me that weapon. Now he has him. You know what I mean? And they don't have bad running backs. Not in my personal opinion. I feel like Khalil Herbert could do a lot more with a better line. And then after they get those 2 knockouts, they can start cracking into defensive needs and, offensive line needs for sure.
Yeah, I feel like
they definitely need to start looking and investing into another tight end.
Yeah, I
I'm not
definitely
trying to
feel like
say
if
anything that's
a great offensive lineman comes up, I think you have to take them, especially considering the Bears' biggest struggles is on that front line. Because with DJ Moore, with Cole Kmet, with Khalil Herbert, with Roshan Johnson, who's been fucking underutilized in my opinion. He's highly talented. He has a plethora of targets already. I think if anything, you put higher stock into an offensive lineman, somebody that can actually protect them so he can get the ball out, and then transition to getting a high value target in the late first, early second, early first, late second round talent. You see it all the time every year that there's guys going in the second round that are going to be like all pros.
Bro, there's guys going in the 3rd and 5th round that are going to be all pros.
Yeah.
There's guys going in the last pick on the 7th round who are going to be worth a damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Coming in at quarterback 4. He's starting to build traction on a really good season. Lamar had 4 touchdowns this game, 2 on the ground and 2 through the air. Was weird considering that he only had 19 passes thrown, but 15 completions. One of the big things is always is Lamar a running back or is he a quarterback? When he throws efficiently like this, he's gonna put up numbers, and he's done that for the last 3 games. It was a weird fluke week 1. I feel like there was a lot of overreaction in week 1 for a lot of teams who just didn't perform well.
There's some bad play all around for everybody.
Yeah. Coming out of that,
But one that didn't, and if you haven't been investing in them, you start investing in the fucking boy. He's trying to crack those 20-point plus games, guys, and he's doing it consecutively.
he's doing it.
My boy Brock Purdy, he went 20 for 21 with a 95.2 completion percentage rating and 283 yards passing, 13.5 average, 1 touchdown, along with a 42-yarder. His RTG, his passer rating is 134.6 right now. I think he's holding for the last 2-3 weeks so far. He's held the first place spot for QBs with the passer rating.
That's that good old Jonathan Gannon defense, baby. From fucking Arizona. Holy hell. Eagles fans rejoice. He is not our defensive coordinator anymore.
But even still, I mean, looking at his other stats, 45 for 58, 62 for 83.
Yeah, no. He's been
74,
playing
77, 95.
I think what people overlook with guys like Brock Purdy is the fact that he isn't a flashy player.
No.
He does the fundamentals, but he does the fundamentals so fucking well. He's highly efficient, and that's what you need when you're talking about a quarterback. Quarterback 8. On the flip side of the San Francisco game, Joshua Dobbs, considering he played against a great defense, he finished quarterback 8 on the day, on the week. He didn't back down. 28 for 41, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, which was a lot better. Because like the Niners secondary is
We've gotten a pick every game except for him.
Yeah, the Niners secondary
Think about
is
it.
probably
Think
the
about
lower
it.
point.
Did we get one on Daniel Jones? Yeah, we got one on Daniel Jones. We got one on Matthew Stafford. Yeah, every game.
Yeah, so
we've got an interception every game except for him.
The Niners secondary has been probably like the low point for that defense for the last, I want to say, 2 or 3 years. And that's not to discredit the secondary. That's because you've got consistently a top linebacking core and a top defensive line core, and you guys added Javon Hargrave.
Dude, he's been doing it.
So,
He's
yeah.
been doing phenomenal with that line.
No.
Him, Drake Jackson, Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, they are just eating offensive linemen up.
Yeah,
They're eating up quarterbacks.
You've got Fred Warner and Drake Reed.
I think we're at 6 sacks already in the season.
Something like that. It's been.
Believe it or not, Drake Jackson is leading them. He has 3.
The only problem is that any team that plays the Giants in a primetime game is going to end up with twice that in 1 week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
didn't somebody just get 11 sacks on it? It was the team that played the Giants, right?
The Seahawks, yeah.
It was the Seahawks. They had 11 sacks total that game.
Yeah.
11 fucking sacks.
Yeah, the Cowboys.
Bro,
had
you
like
gave
9.
those fuckers a freaking somebody's personal best for a season.
Yeah, the Cowboys had like 9 in week 1 when they went 40-0.
And Micah probably had 5 of those.
Something like that, yeah. But yeah. So Joshua Dobbs looking good, like legitimately. Last 3 weeks has been solid. Even against, back to back. These were the weeks.
Honestly,
where,
I feel like Kyler Murray just
no. They even said that because he's entering his 21-day window.
Real with you, he's playing a lot better than
all of the first season IR. I will say this
with the consideration that his team around him is honestly pretty average.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not studs. They're studs, but they're not like. They're not somebody you're throwing on your top of your fantasy roster. Realistic.
He's got weapons around him, but it's not elite. He's not throwing at wide receiver 1s at elite targets, premier options. He is throwing to wide receiver 2s and flex picks, and
he's making it happen.
We're gonna talk about that later.
He fucking they're pulling off.
He's getting some fucking guys. He's getting some.
They beat the fucking Cowboys.
Yeah. No, like legitimately. This is crunch time. Where if you picked up Joshua Dobbs off of waivers for whatever crazy fucking reason in like week 2 because you needed a quarterback, like he's
real. I think this is the quietest I've ever seen Cowboys fans, bro. Like Cowboys fans have been quiet. I have not seen anything about them on their fucking social media.
You're in the wrong circles because they're starting to bark again.
Well, they're starting to bark again because they're going against us and they're trying to get their motivation back up. But legit, after they lost that fucking game, bro.
Dude, yeah, no. It was nice. The subreddit was
fine. It was pretty quiet. It was peaceful. Yeah, they gave it to a team this week.
Yeah.
But who did they play this week again? The Patriots.
Yeah. So CJ Stroud, another guy building momentum. He finished as the quarterback 10. He had a weird completion percentage, but he made the most of his completions.
I was going to say, what I heard, he actually put us some pretty decent numbers.
16 for 30, 306, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and he went 4 for 16 on the ground. He's looking good. Dude, full 180 on CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is now my best friend. My friendship with Bryce Young has officially fully ended. Fuck Bryce Young. Bryce Young was garbage.
Did he not play quarterback this week?
He did.
But I thought they did pretty good. No? Didn't he have a good passing? Okay.
I mean, his numbers are okay, but it's like, no. He lost them that game. They fucking suck. He sucks. CJ Stroud.
He's fucking tiny, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he
He's
had
like a middle school child playing with a whole bunch of grown ass men.
He had an off-season injury, a booster seat injury. I stole that one from fucking Barry. But as far as quarterbacks, is there anybody else that you think of?
Josh fucking Allen, baby. Went off
Josh
the knee.
fucking Allen.
4 passing touchdowns, 320 passing yards, no interceptions actually. Or we have 1.
I don't think so.
I don't think he did. He did have a sack.
Yeah.
2, I think.
Could have.
Oh, and he had a rushing touchdown. He had 5 touchdowns this game.
Yeah.
Fucking boy. Ooh.
Yeah,
fucking boy.
Allen showed the fuck out.
Bro,
like,
since he fucking got drafted from Wyoming and I heard that he was a Valley boy, I was like, I'm gonna keep a close eye on him. And I became a fan of his, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, no.
I became a serious fan of his. You know?
But yeah, Josh Allen, legitimate guy.
Yep. Legitimate dude, bro. He's good to go.
Looking at
He
running
didn't make a lot of
backs.
sense.
You got any running backs?
I know.
Let me
did last weekend.
Let me put it this way.
I know a lot of players on Miami didn't do as good as they did last week.
Running back 1. Who was your running back 1 this week? Do you know?
Really? Do I have to? Damn, you just want to rub that shit in, huh?
Do we know who running back 1 was this season?
Dude, running back
Or
one
this
is the
week?
same running back one every fucking week for the whole season.
Holy shit.
Fucking Christian McCaffrey with 4 rushing touchdowns.
I try to actively avoid talking
Was it?
about.
It was 4 rushing touchdowns. He had 5 or 2, I think. He had 4 rushing and
Yeah.
receiving. And did you see that receiving touchdown? Did you see
Yes.
that hurdle?
Dude,
Dude,
yes.
that was like the sexiest touchdown of the season. Sexiest touchdown of the season. Boom, that was it.
I try
No
to
offense,
actively
he made that
avoid-
look good. That cut, the way he shot straight up, and then in the middle of getting on that initial speed off, he hurdles a fucking defender coming from the back end of his corner of his eye right here, like more like back here. Sees him, goes with it, hurdles him, takes it all the way to the fucking house. Takes it all the way to the fucking house. If you would have saw the way he hurdled him on slow-mo, like
No,
he
I
was
watched,
at an
I
angle.
watched the game. I watched the game.
I know, I'm just saying, like, bro,
Dude,
it was fucking
the man's
amazing.
hype. I like it. No,
It was amazing.
and I'm
he kicked the
excited
shit
for
out
it
of me in fantasy, but
because
it was
I actively try to avoid talking about like the obvious performers every week.
But that's a performance
But,
you have to acknowledge.
Yeah, like after 4 weeks of like pure fucking insanity, like we have to give
That's
this
2
man his
seasons
flowers.
in the row with the 49ers that he has hit milestones, bro.
Yeah.
He's
No,
hit
yeah.
milestones.
Yeah.
His second game with us last year, he triple crowns. 3rd running back in NFL history to ever do it. The 2 running backs before him were fucking LaDainian Tomlinson back in 2005, and then freaking Walter Payton, bro. Walter, they make fucking awards after that guy now.
It's good.
All right.
It's good company to be in.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey made history with only those 2 gentlemen. They're the only other 2 running backs to do it.
Legitimately
And
insane.
legitimately, also, he had
Right.
probably had an opportunity to do it again today, this last weekend. He probably had an opportunity where he could have done it.
Yeah.
He could have probably, he had a passing, or he had a receiving, and he already had a rushing, full 4 to be exact. Somewhere along the lines, I'm pretty sure they could have probably set something up where he could have triple crowned again.
Have they been utilizing him in bubble screens?
Yes, a lot. Well,
Yeah.
that's what he scored off of, the
Yeah.
the passing touchdown, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little screen.
I think they're probably saving that.
A
for
little
big
wheel route,
game.
a little bubble out.
They're probably gonna save that for a big game.
True.
More than likely. I don't think they'd bust that out in week 4. But
Either way, it's fun seeing him do great.
no, yeah.
He's always been a phenomenal player. It's always honestly, I think every season he stayed in the top 5, even with injuries.
No, the seasons that he's been hurt. which
Well, I
have
mean,
been
you know,
many,
the serious
he's
injuries,
not.
yeah. But for the most part, even with injuries at the Carolina Panthers, he's always been a top 10 running back, without a doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there was the 2 big years.
Yeah,
where he had
but
big
well,
injuries.
because the big injuries that kept him out pretty much for the season.
Yeah.
But you know, so we're not gonna count those. But every year that he's played, he's always placed like in the top 10, probably top 5. All right, great player, carried a team on his back, but he was able to escape that black hole.
He would have
And
been
ended
with
up to a
Bryce Young.
fucking powerhouse.
He would have been with Bryce Young right now. Jesus Christ.
And he went to a fucking powerhouse.
After CMC, do you know who running back two?
Dude, he's probably running the ball now and looking at these holes like, dude, these are fucking outrageously huge.
That's what I said last week.
He's used to squeezing through with the Carolina Panthers. He's over here with us like,
that's the point.
holy Jesus, I can drive cars through here.
No, remember that's legitimately the point I made last week.
Yeah,
DeAndre Swift.
He's got a phenomenal line, bro, and they're making him, and he's making them look good.
Do you know who running back two this week was?
I want to say it was DeAndre Swift.
Running back two, back and healthy, hit pointer gone. He's back. Could be a big week against Carolina. We've been shitting on them a lot. And Alexander Madison had himself a decent week. If you put the two of them against each other, side by side, I would say David Montgomery is the higher tier running back amongst the two. And Alexander Madison also was playing in an offense that had Kirk Cousins.
And he shared touches.
So that was tough. That was tough. Not a very good start to the game for Minnesota. David Montgomery, however, should be part of an elite offense heading into this week. I would start him, absolutely. 32 rushes, 121 yards, 3 touchdowns. Holy shit. 2 targets, 2 receptions, 20 yards. So not too much discrepancy between PPR and non-PPR or standard league. But, hey, that's an extra 4 points in a PPR league. So take what you fucking get in some of these leagues.
That's true.
It was...
another one is I don't know on top of my head too. But seriously, Madison, he didn't do bad.
No.
Okay, Madison,
No.
especially honestly, bro, they honestly split the touches damn near in half.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Akers might have got more touches, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
And that's
bring
what I
up
was saying. Like, and considering that aspect of the game, of knowing that, because he's on my roster, I know that. I think he was rushing for like close to 7 yards a carry or more.
Yeah, no,
That's what he was averaging on the touches alone he had, pretty much.
No, I bring up the comparison not to discredit Madison.
No. Yeah, I get that completely. But but I'm just saying, like, considering he's only getting half the touches now, he's still performing really well. Like, he still got me in the double digits, which I was happy with.
So I mean, and that just proves more to the fact that you should start.
Honestly, he should be getting more of the touches. To be real with you.
No, the thing is, like, he's in a backfield where he's sharing with Jahmyr Gibbs, and so we've already seen a committee backfield did well against the Panthers. So now we're heading into another week where the committee backfield, they should both be able to put up pretty good numbers.
Yeah, I know. Jahmyr Gibbs actually hasn't been doing that either.
No.
He actually did pretty good this last game as well. I think he's trying to pick up the tempo with it.
Yep.
Probably taking after Montgomery. His running style is very similar to it almost.
A little more elusive. What's funny is it's literally like
what
last
I
year.
did notice about him, and this is probably why it hits him hard as a running back, is they use him more for the pass game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's funny is if you look at how they're playing these two, it's very similar to last year with Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, one's getting all the passes and the other one's
they're
getting all the runs.
they're putting Jahmyr into the Swift role and they're putting David Montgomery right into the Williams role, where he's getting those
they're both
goal
doing
line
pretty well
touches.
at them, pretty nicely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jahmyr had a good. I think he had an explosive week 1, and then the last 3 weeks he's been a solid single-digit performer. And then David Montgomery obviously got injured, lost his touches, and then this last week came in and just blew up. Yeah. So in our league had like 32 points. Obviously, we had like point bonuses and stuff. But running back 2 on the week in PPR. In spite of what this guy said, somebody who did well, and if you picked him up on waivers, congrats, you have a fucking stud. In spite of a bad game script, where they were in a big fucking loss, he did well. Devon Conning, running back 5. 8 rushes, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 targets, 3 receptions, 19 yards through the air. That's not bad, considering, like I said, it was a horrible game script. They were fucking down. So like in that, by all means, it should just be aired out at that point. And
I honestly knew Miami was gonna take that out. Honestly, I was like, Buffalo's gonna do to them what they did to Denver.
Yeah, no, that defense, too many arm tackles on that defense. They let Stephon get yards after contact, yards after catch.
Yeah, Stephon, I think, put up like 30-something to that too.
Yeah. Another guy that I want to talk about that I have on a roster, And thank God I didn't trade him away. Alvin Kamara, he's back.
Oh yeah.
First came back. He did the check down work, but he's the fucking GOAT at that. Great usage, no touchdowns, but he still finished as the running back 9 in PPR. If you started him in a standard or non-PPR league, my condolences. 11 touches, 51 yards, no tutties, 14 targets, 13 receptions, 33 yards.
3 yards of fucking catch.
3 yards of catch, baby, but that's all we need. When in PPR, you get 13 fucking points just off of receptions. Holy shit. So, if you're in a PPR league, fucking keep Kamara. Nobody else is touching those touches. Nobody's touching those targets.
Yeah, Jamal Williams is out for another 2 or 4 games, I think, or some shit.
Yeah, he's still, because he's on IR, so he's going to be out, mandatory. And I don't think Kendrick Miller is going to step up the way that we all envisioned in that backfield. Tony Jones.
Touches.
Yeah, Tony Jones stepped up in his role after Jamal went out before Alvin Kamara came off the suspension. But yeah, no, it's Alvin Kamara's backfield to lose. It's his target share to lose. Obviously every week, I don't think he's going to put up double-digit fucking targets, especially when you have Chris Olave and everybody else around there. And Derek Carr is healthy, fully healthy. Because he played this last game, but Jameis, I think, still came in.
I think towards the back end.
Towards the back end, so...
Wasn't the game was out of reach, I think.
Yeah, I think now, once we see it, like, hey, he's fully healthy, it's a full week, they're getting those reps in together, I think we're going to see a different Alvin Kamara, and we're going to see a different offense coming out of the New Orleans Saints backfield. Anybody else you got? I got one more locked and loaded.
Over running backs?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think because, didn't Derrick Henry go off pretty good?
Derrick Henry popped the fuck off, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, he did pretty damn good. I know that.
Because we were both wrong and they crushed the fuck out of Cincy. Because Cincy sucks. Fuck Cincinnati, dude. God damn, dude. I fucking drafted Jamar 2nd overall, man. I'm
Tannehill
so
still has
mad.
a job. Tannehill still has a job.
God damn.
He's like, dude, fine again.
Dude, I dropped Joe Burrow.
This guy just dropped him.
I straight up dropped him.
He didn't even try to trade him. He just said, fuck it, and dropped his ass. I was like, I was the first one to reply to that when I saw it hit our messages. It said that he made a roster move, and I looked and it just said Joe Burrow's drop. And I was like, he could have at least tried to trade for him. And even when his buddy Anthony jumped on and was like, yeah, bro, he goes, you could have got something out of it for sure.
No,
like,
not even
you
one.
could have at least got some. You could have at least got some flex receivers.
I could have gotten like
2 solid flex receivers for him. Easy, not on the very high tier, but very popular.
You could have got like Jonathan Vigo. Fuck Joe Burrow. Fuck
Or Nico Collins.
Cincinnati. Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe in week 2.
You're right.
Running back Dameon Pierce. Speaking of the fucking
Oh
Texans,
yeah,
baby.
Hey, if that's where we're gonna go, then I gotta give a shout out to Khalil Herbert. He did his thing too. I think he had a well over 30.
Yeah, he did well. Running back 17, dude, building up some steam, starting to perform in back-to-back weeks. Last week he was running back 17, or no, last week he was running back 14. This week he's running back 17. 24 carries, which is always awesome when you see above 20 carries for usage rate, especially because CJ Stroud has been popping the fuck off. 81 yards, no touchdowns, and in the passing game, a little more, subtle, a little something. 2 targets, 1 reception, 27 yards. So a good reception there. Obviously gonna help bump up the numbers, but still great usage for a guy who went very high and had a high ADP for a lot of leagues. So people were expecting a lot more than what they got in the first 2 weeks from him. I think he's starting to pay off.
Yeah. Hey, one that's been popping off and keeping up with himself and has been a weekly hit. If you have him on your rosters and he is not at least a fucking flex and not starting for you, because he's starting for me on a couple of my rosters, is Kyron Williams.
Oh shit, yeah.
Dude, he has been having himself some games. He went off with a solid 30 points this last week.
Dude, it's like, look at, we got this like chemistry going, right?
Yeah.
Perfect transition into the injuries. Kyron Williams finished the game. I would still monitor, obviously, because
He's questionable right now.
Setbacks happen, but he finished the game. He went out, I think, in the second quarter, sat out a few plays, came back in, and
murdered it.
Did his fucking thing. So
yeah, I think he had like 3.
So I would still keep up with him. The other guy that I would look for.
2 touchdowns, 103 yards rushing.
The other guy that I would look out for, Javonte Williams, if you have him starting, because he didn't get drafted very high in a lot of drafts. He should start. He should still play in Week 5. Monitor him. If Jaleel McLaughlin is available in your league and you have the bench space, I would slap Javonte into your IR spot for now while he's still listed as out, and I would start Jaleel, because Jaleel actually came in and did pretty well in his spot. The other person, not so much for his fantasy relevance, but for what it means for another player's fantasy relevance, Rico Dowdle has a hip contusion. It may, if he's out, if he has to sit Week 5, it's going to lead to more touches for Deuce Vaughn and Tony Pollard, which Deuce Vaughn doesn't matter. Like, Deuce Vaughn is irrelevant fantasy-wise. But for Pollard...
I mean, if you give him a chance to pop off, I think he can do it.
No, but I mean...
Just not against us.
Obviously, Tony Pollard is going to be the one.
This week.
So Tony Pollard's going to get a lot more touches if Rico Dowdle's out, because Rico Dowdle has actually been seeing significant amounts of usage. So
yeah.
I would look for that. I don't think the Cowboys are going to think, our second string running back's out, let's go to the third string guy and give him his target share. Obviously, a lot more of that is going to get put onto the work.
But speaking of target shares and somebody who's actually been touching the ball a lot and has been very, very productive, that he may even be having his team reconsidering whether they want to stick with their initial number 1, is Zach Moss, the Indianapolis Colts.
Yes.
He has been fucking consistently putting up numbers every single week. Every single week, that guy has been doing his duties and killing it for the Indianapolis Colts right now, man.
Just
to
like
be honest
baseball.
with you. And yeah,
3 true outcomes.
Yeah.
And those are either Zach Moss stays, the Colts tell Jonathan Taylor to go eat a fat dick, and Zach Moss continues doing what the fuck he's doing with Anthony.
Or even better, the Colts are like, sweet, Zach Moss is our guy now. Start getting some nice, solid either picks or man.
Well, yeah. So that falls into
Jonathan Taylor.
Into the first one. I think the second option, obviously, is then they go, wow, we got a 2-headed dragon here. Let's just run them both out of the backfield, and then anybody who drafted Jonathan Taylor and then picked up Zach Moss on waivers is fucking crying. Because now they're just going to eat up each other's fucking targets, and you don't know who's going to pop off that week. Or, yeah, they both be. And then the third option, and then the third true outcome is that for whatever godforsaken reason, Jim Irsay and the rest of the Colts organization is like, thank you, Zach. Jonathan's back. So week 4, obviously monitor that. The 21-day window is opened up for a couple guys. We will go over wide receivers in a second.
Honestly, I think they might do to them what they do with Madison. And that's split the touches right down the middle.
I have a feeling.
And then, depending on how the game goes, it'll either stay 50-50 or it'll start leaning towards somebody else's rank more.
Well, we'll have to see, but I mean, they could even go with like a 2-back set and start playing it that way, especially with Anthony Richardson, and go a little bit more rush heavy. Mm-hmm. Since, I mean, dude, you can play screens out of that. That can be dangerous. That can be a dangerous offense.
Yeah. I just wanted to give Zach Moss his recognition.
Oh, yeah.
Because honestly, like, last year, you probably would have never even heard his fucking name to be real.
Yeah, he
not
was.
Not to disrespect, it's just that you would have rarely heard his name.
What's funny is when the Colts acquired him in that 1-for-1 trade from the Bills, everybody actually anticipated Zach Moss to kind of take over that role a little bit last year, especially with the underperforming that Jonathan Taylor did.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, we're seeing that come to fruition now, and it's awesome. So yeah.
It's kind of taking me for one of those Pollard roller coasters right now.
Yeah, dude.
Where really? Pollard did his job when he was called upon. He kept humble and easy. And in the end, the Cowboys stuck with him.
Yeah.
They saw his production. They sat back and they realized we're paying one guy way too much money to do nothing for us right now.
And look what he's doing now. He's sitting in New England.
Nothing for the Patriots.
So, Nah, I definitely would like to take the time to give people their flowers when they do deserve it. And another guy that I am going to give his flowers, Arthur Juan Brown Sr., wide receiver 1 of the week, baby. Took the commies to task. A fully electric, 13 targets, 9 receptions, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. Swole Batman out of Philly, baby. Big fucking game, dude. That was insane. That huge run, that huge catch and run that he had, if you watch, he had that set up early. So they ran this nice little just fucking go route down the sideline, and you have the corner trailing and the safety helping over the top. The first time that he threw it, Jalen threw it closer to the sideline, and it was just like a catch. Safety's already there. Boom. The second time they ran that play, AJ cuts inside, catches, and then this time it's like, I'm not just going LB, I'm fucking running this bitch. And yeah, to the house. To the house. Great
Right behind him, Stephon Diggs. If you got him, you're not starting him.
Dude, I think if you have Stephon and you're not starting him, then I don't.
You're the rest of your roster better be fucking fast.
Yeah, like you're in a 2-man league.
Yeah, seriously. All right. Okay. You're in a 2-man league. That's the only fucking way. I swear to God.
2-man, 4-man leagues. Wide receiver 3. So that's wide receiver 2. We're just gonna, with wide receivers, we gotta go down the list because so goddamn many of them.
Wide receiver 3.
Nico Collins. Looks like I was wrong again. I'll say it every week when I'm wrong. I'm willing to eat crow. I don't
doing
care.
That a lot, huh?
Nico and Tank Dell are must starts. If you have both, Nico is going to be your wide receiver option, and then Tank is going to be your flex guy. I mean, either one of them are liable to pop the fuck off on any given week. I think that they both have low floors, high ceilings. They're both boom or bust because we have seen Nico can put up some stinkers, and Tank Dell put up a stinker this last week. But dude, when they hit, they fucking hit. We're talking like 30, 40-point games hit. Not just your like, oh, they had a good 17-point, 25-point performance. Like, no, they're going. They're running, baby. So, yeah, Nico's a start. Tank's a must start. The Texans are going to have a favorable matchup, I think, this next week upcoming. So, I would take them. 9 targets, 7 receptions, 168 yards, and 2 fucking tutties. Damn.
What the fuck off, man. He did his thing. He was part of my ass whooping that I got this fucking weekend.
Yeah, dude.
Honestly, him and McCaffrey is what kept my opponent alive.
Yeah.
Because legit, before that, bro, they had me whooping his ass.
Both dropped 40 bombs.
No, Christian McCaffrey dropped the fucking 51 bomb. He dropped the fucking 50 plus on me. And then fucking Nico Collins turned around and went and dropped like a 42, I think it was, or some shit.
Christ.
I was like, you gotta be fucking shitting me, dude. I was like, that's some bullshit right there.
Or on the season. Puka Nakua.
Right there, baby. I had him on some of my rosters.
He finally got his tutty.
Yeah.
He finally got his tutty.
Tutty? I thought he had it.
No, he hadn't had a touchdown yet this season. So he finally got it.
No, I thought he had one of his honors.
No. No touchdowns. No touchdowns.
Alright, it was Atwell and fucking.
He's been putting his numbers up without getting touchdowns. So finally he gets a touchdown, and we see a big game from him. So 10 targets.
And Nico Collins with 43 points.
10 targets, 9 receptions, 163 yards, and 1 touchdown. Cup may be back soon off of IR. His 21-day window is opened.
I still don't see his touches dropping.
I was just going to say, Puka, even if he's the number 2, is still going to see a lot of targets.
He's going to see a lot of playtime still.
Basically,
him and Cup are going to keep each other fresh.
Because right now,
that's going to be dangerous.
Because right now, Puka Nakua is getting double-digit targets. Tutu Atwell is getting double-digit targets, and Van Jefferson is still seeing a good 5 to 8 targets per game. What's going to end up happening is Tutu Atwell is going to drop to 5 to 8 targets. Puka's going to get his double digits. Cup's going to get his double digits. There's enough to go around because this is the highest rated passing attack in terms of attempts. so far this season. Matt Stafford is throwing that motherfucking thing. So there's going to be plenty to go around all year. Puka's gonna still be the number 2 even after Cooper comes back, and it's a hamstring injury. Like, knock on wood, we like to see players play at their best, but hamstrings are just one of those fucking things that just they don't like to play nice, and they tend to come back. Like, that's why he got placed on IR this year. So that could end up being something that
a lot of other players too.
And it's like, bro, he's a wide receiver and he's a deep threat. Like, bro, you know, he's begging for that thing to get pulled.
Shit. Another one is DJ Moore. Solid 30.
Yep.
You know, then you have Brandon Ayuk who went off. Dude, he had some solid patches for some solid yards. You know?
Yeah.
And Chris Godwin, another one, he dropped 22.
Wide receiver 6 on the week. A guy that I drafted in the 14th round in our other league. Michael Wilson, the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Shout out to Tuck In and Traps Up. BDGE made that call, and I fucking took his word for it. Holy shit, he did it. He looked physical against a great defense, dude. 7 targets, 7 receptions, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. Marquise Brown? Who? No. Marquise Brown still fucking put up numbers.
James Conner actually been pretty decent too.
James Conner is a consistent performer.
That he didn't do it this year, but this week he didn't do it though. Against us.
We talked about it earlier. Wide receiver 16 on the week.
Disgruntled about it that he went and fucking was trying to throw hands.
Dude.
With fucking Talanoa fucking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he fucking grabbed him by his face and shoved him. And Talanoa was like, oh, that's a fucking the fucking Tongan Tiger was gonna come out and play. Dude, he was fucking ready to go, man. If it wasn't for other players being there, he probably would have fucking threw hands at them, to be honest to God.
Jesus.
Yeah, but people are calling him a pussy for it because he had his helmet on when he did it. Yeah. It was one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, you really did that shit if you had your helmet off though. You know? Yeah, caught those hands real fucking quick. I think that's the only reason why Alfonga didn't start popping off.
Fucking Andre
He
Johnson.
turned and saw his helmet on and he was like, oh, I ain't gonna do nothing.
Who was it? It was Andre Johnson and
oh yeah.
who was that? That fucking cornerback. Everybody hated him.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Did you hear about that?
From the Texans, and then that other guy was from the Colts or the fucking Lions, wasn't he?
No, it was with the Dolphins.
Was he with the Dolphins?
It was the Dolphins. And what happened basically was like Andre Johnson got fined and other players.
You're talking about that time. No, wasn't there another one that he got into a fight with?
No, you're thinking of like Josh Norman and other guys. But like, no. Andre Johnson. No, there's multiples.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Texans.
there's multiples. There's Andre Johnson. Yeah. Back
Yo,
in the
that
day.
motherfucker would throw hands.
No, yeah,
He
no.
didn't give a
So
shit.
no. So he got fined for that fight, and other wide receivers around the league that fucking hated the corner went and paid his fine. Like they donated to him, and then they paid off his fine. Like they basically thanked him. They're like, "Thank you for putting this motherfucker in his place." That's what AJ Brown did to Emmanuel Forbes, dude. Emmanuel Forbes has been talking shit since last year, dude. With Devontae Smith and all that, and AJ Brown, he was in his ear all game. Even put his hand on his helmet, like on AJ Brown's helmet, and AJ Brown was just like, "You are too fucking small to get this work." And guess what ends up happening? He got that work, and he fucking cried. Did you see that shit on the sideline?
Well,
After he scored the touchdown, AJ Brown put the ball right at his feet. After he scored the second touchdown, that's why they were so close. They sent it. That's the reason they sent it to overtime, because they applied the penalty to the kickoff. So they had a shorter field. That's why they had such a short field on the kickoff. Because fucking AJ Brown put the ball at his feet and got a taunting penalty, and then on the sideline they showed the camera, and Emmanuel Forbes is like you could see he was actually fucking crying. Jesus.
you get got.
Talk shit, get hit, dude.
Hey man, that's what happens when you're a player. You just let your game do the talking, block all that other bullshit out.
Dude, yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, AJ Brown is very consistent.
AJ Brown reminds me of
He's a
like
physical receiver. I like that.
fucking Megatron.
Him and Debo are a lot like.
Yeah, Debo's very physical too.
Yeah,
I mean,
Debo's a
obviously,
physical receiver, like,
it's easy to
kind of
make.
why he's on that little questionable mark right now. Why he got such little touches because the game before you saw him
McCaffrey fucking.
rip the people up.
I would make the direct comparison between AJ and like DK. It's like an easy one. It's an easy one to make, but we alluded to it earlier. Week 6, wide receiver 16, Christian Kirk. Another week, another Calvin Ridley smothering by the top DB on the team. 12 targets, 8 receptions, 84 yards.
Did he have a touchdown?
No.
Not a touchdown.
Calvin Ridley had a touchdown.
Yes. Yes, he did.
And
I was like, yes, he
you're like,
did.
yes.
Because I have him on my roster. That's what yes, he did.
Aside from that, a couple other guys. I mean, I think we kind of named a lot. I mean,
Wish you would have got 2.
DK himself had a good night. Tyler Lockett doing well as a flex pick, I would say.
No, he really is a solid flex pick.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I had him as a flex pick last season, and he always got me double digits.
A surprise stinker, dude. Maury Cooper. What the fuck? Jaden Reed is another rookie I want to shout out. I've been shouting out Jaden Reed since week 1. He's consistently putting his numbers up.
But my boy Christian Watson came back down to Teddy.
Yeah. So it's looking good. That Green Bay offense, it's waiting to click. Once it clicks, it's gonna fucking click. Romeo Dobbs is getting a lot of targets, double-digit targets in every game.
He's got 3 solid receivers you can throw to that have been showing consistently that he can get the job done.
And he's out.
And then they have Aaron Jones in that backfield.
Yeah.
He
And
didn't get very many touches this game, and the ones he did, the line was ass.
so they did announce Christian Watson and Aaron Jones themselves. They basically came out and just admitted, like, yeah, they had us on snap counts. So like we weren't really involved in like the plays that they were involved in. Those were the ones that were allowed to be involved in.
Those players. Like I just
Yeah.
picked up Aaron Jones. So okay.
Yeah, I traded Aaron Jones away, but I'm in a tough pickle, guys. All right, we're fighting. We're fighting right now, dude. All right, I'm getting close to just I'm burning it all down.
Bro, I keep getting fucked. Like my first 2 weeks were injuries. Then this week 2 players just go the fuck off out of nowhere. Like that's why I'm saying like this season is just like God damn, we're just kicking me
Yeah.
nuts.
In our other
But you know
game-
what?
No,
I
yeah,
started rough like this last season, and I came back.
My man's holding out low. Injuries, big injuries. Speaking of the Washington Commanders, Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson. They were both limited participants in the theoretical practice because they didn't practice today, but they had like a projected list, so they still had to put out those numbers, and they had them limited. They played Thursday. That's right around the corner. That's tomorrow. By the time
That's a few hours from now.
by the time you guys watch this, it's gonna be tonight. So 'cause I try to upload these on Thursday mornings. So Dotson, monitor him. Curtis Samuel, monitor him. Curtis Samuel's been used weirdly as like a gadget player, kind of like Devo type this year.
Yeah.
They've been getting him involved in the rushing game. He is a very low floor receiver who will occasionally get a touchdown and have like an 8-9 point game. Jahan Dotson obviously is going to be the true number two there behind Scary Teddy, who is doing his thing. As far as other injuries throughout the league, obviously we mentioned earlier Cooper Kupp coming back on the 21-day window. He might not be back yet, but according to Sean McVay, he's going to practice this week. So if that's the case, he might play against the Eagles.
If he practices this week and doesn't play, it's still promising for the following week because
Yeah.
that's a good indicator that
They're just trying to
he'll be
ease him back
soon.
in.
I'm trying to think somebody else that we just recently did that with. They allowed him to play, but it was like
It's like Aaron Jones and Christian Watson, basically.
or he was able to come back and play, but they held him out one more week.
Not sure.
I can't remember.
Devontae Adams has a shoulder injury. He finished the game. He came back in the second half, and Jimmy's coming back. So I would
Keep your eyes open.
Put him-
that.
put him
They
on the
gotta get
lineup,
connection.
monitor
Not
him
just
right
that, but where Devontae Adams opens up a lot more with Jimmy. I noticed that Jacoby Myers starts getting his fair share of touches too,
yeah,
and he makes some consistent catches because he's usually wide open.
because
Because I've honestly seen that big plays will go to Devontae Adams,
Yep.
but a lot of very consistent plays go to Jacoby Myers
yeah.
on those nice 5 and outs, things of that nature.
What I'm seeing right now between Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams is kind of similar to like Devo and Brandon Ayuk over the last couple years. Where like everybody was kind of waiting for Ayuk to break out. Obviously, I'm not saying that Jacoby Myers is going to have to come out and have a 30-point game, or that Devo is Adams. But yeah, no, for sure. Mike Evans undergoing an MRI today for his hamstring. If he's out, that means more touches for Godwin, Tompkins, who scored a touchdown, and look, I say we, but I've been big on Baker this year. Tompkins looked okay coming in there, making his plays. K. Dotton as well, another cat that I've been big on. Look for them in week 6 because obviously they're sitting in week 5. If the MRI comes back negative, then Mike Evans might come back, but I feel like that's a guy who, at his age and everything, you're gonna play it safe and rely on your big dogs.
Yeah, but we want to tie in. I'll talk about Mark Andrews.
Oh, 1 second. One more guy, T. Higgins. He's got a fractured rib. It could limit his production in an already stinky offense. That being said, take everybody from the Bengals offense out back and put them out of their fucking misery already.
Jesus
Please. Who they play this week? Arizona, please drop 40 on their fucking head, dude.
I don't know, man. I feel like Cincy's going to pull it off on Arizona.
God damn it.
Arizona does have a solid chance. They have been playing pretty nice.
If they did,
not against us, but pretty nice.
Like if they held up
35-16.
If they held up against the Niners, they're gonna fucking smack Cincy.
Held up? What do you mean held up?
Sue's back on, dude. We doing big dog? We doing big dog? Doing big dog?
Go.
Get mascot.
Go, Zeus.
Go. Zeus. Go, Zuka.
Yeah, so I don't know, man.
Tight ends?
I feel like Cincy might pull it off, but tight ends, Mark Andrews, that boy. Thank you. I have belief in you. I knew it'd be a little bit of a rough start. Not as long of a rough start. I knew it'd be a rough start, but not as long as one. But I'm finally getting points out of Mark Andrews that I haven't gotten in a while. I got a solid 25 points. He went 5 for 5, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. 1 reception that was 39 yards long. It was
He did
a
his
nice
thing.
game for him.
Yeah, no, him and Lamar are starting to catch back up, pick up where they left off.
Good, I need that. I need it. I know, I really fucking do, dude.
Mark Andrews, tight end 2 on the week. Tight end 1. Do you know who tight end 1 was?
Hawkinson again?
Cole Kmet. Not.
Oh,
Definitely
no,
not.
dude.
Definitely not.
Oh, no,
Hawkinson.
it was Cole Kmet. Yo, Cole Kmet went
Kmet.
off this game.
Finally. He relies on Justin.
But I mean, it is on.
And Justin finally had a good week. I'm going to sit him next week because they're playing the today, because they're playing against the Commanders, and the Commanders shut down Goddard, and Goddard is a reliable target. The Commanders have done well against tight ends this year. I think they're in the middle of the pack, but in a season where tight ends have been like weirdly average around the board, you know, like,
Yeah.
because like I mean like even standout performers in the past like Kittle and Andrews and all those guys,
They're kind of hitting some even numbers across.
yeah. 9 targets, 7 receptions, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. So obviously that tight end 1 finish is always going to come out of the fact that you have 2 touchdowns to bolster his stats. But that does mean that in the red zone,
Mark Andrews is very close behind him.
he's a reliable target.
Yeah.
Behind Mark Andrews at tight end 3, Jonnu fucking Smith, the best tight end in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, dude. He might be phasing Kyle Pitts out.
Fuck
man.
Kyle Pitts.
I have him in one of my leagues too, and it's upsetting because I have nobody I can put on.
I have him in none of my leagues
I
this
just
year.
gave up all hope on that league, bro.
And it's because in both my leagues last year, I took Kyle Pitts in the 5th and 7th round in both leagues. Fuck Kyle Pitts. If you're watching this, if somebody's like, hey dude, look at this guy saying,
I don't think he
fuck
works
you, Kyle.
at Atlanta, that's why. You know where he might work, to be honest with you?
McDonald's. Flip them burgers, son.
I was gonna say the Chiefs.
Damn. Yeah. I mean, dude. Yeah. Are you?
How
big?
many sharp cuts do you really see Travis Kelce making? A lot of them are just some, ground out, drags, outs. You know what I mean?
Well, what makes this is the difference. What makes Travis Kelce elite in Kansas City's offense is his chemistry with Patrick Mahomes and their ability to make plays up on the fly. And I don't think Kyle Pitts just number one doesn't have the fucking talent, and number two doesn't have the chemistry built up with it.
Did so well before.
Yeah, so did Aaron Hernandez. Where's he?
Well, he was still really good until all that happened. He was still the Super Bowl champion, you know? Like,
No,
he actually meant something on his team, bro.
That being said, Jonnu Smith has been seeing consistent targets weeks 2 through 4. Week 1, like we said, anomaly week. If somebody had a great or bad week, fucking throw it out the window. Kelce didn't start. Mark Andrews didn't start. Fucking the Bengals have yet to touch a field because I haven't seen them. Have you? So 6 targets, 6 receptions, 95 yards. Start his ass. Start him. Even in a lackluster offense, we've said this in the past before. Desmond Ridder, bad quarterback. Mac Jones, is he a quarterback? I guess he is. Hunter Henry has been performing.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a close one. Didn't Bill Belichick go online saying, like, something like, you can't rely on this kid to win?
Remember what I fucking said? I was like, Hunter Henry's making Mac Jones look like a quarterback. Like, I don't know, man. Like, he's bad. Mac Jones is bad. Fucking poo-poo caca.
But not as bad as Daniel Jones when your own coach is telling you, like,
not as bad as Daniel
I hope
Jones
you know
in
today.
prime time.
Didn't you see that his coach told him that you better start learning Canadian or something like that?
No. Those are the memes, dude. Those are the memes. He's like, you better start learning Chinese, buddy. Shit like that.
No, there's one that's saying Canadian, you know, for the CFL. I'm like,
oh man.
I was like, not after you paid them all that money, you know damn well you're gonna get something out of that.
When you have a lot of these lackluster offenses, a lot of times the players that you see that are actually performing well, receiving wise, especially when the problem is the quarterback, it's the tight end, because that's always gonna be big motherfucker that you're just gonna like, right there, boom, hit that guy.
Which is
Hit
upsetting
that guy.
about, you know, what's his name,
Michael Mayer. Yeah, you would think.
as big as he is and everything, he'd be able to get it done in this league.
But I
He
mean,
doesn't
that
have
he's
no
competing. He's competing with. I mean, dude, he's competing with Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, who's done surprisingly well, and
How often does he get in the game? That's another thing.
true. So I could see him possibly coming. I mean, Darnell Washington is the same thing.
Yeah,
in
sure.
the Steelers, and it's not like Matt Fryermuth is fucking lighting it up either.
No.
So
It's definitely a George Pickens area.
yeah. So tight end 4, Jake fucking Ferguson. Credit where credit's due. All right, I fucking hate the Cowboys.
But
Solid.
he's getting the job done over there.
He's been solid and consistent with the bad game script. He's a receiver, he's a tight end, and it's a fucking blowout. They're pissing on the New England Patriots. And yeah, lucky number 7's all around. 7 targets, 7 receptions, 77 yards. Yeah. So start his ass. Start him against the start him against the Niners. Because as good as the Niners defense has been, they have actually been susceptible to tight ends a lot of times because they're covered over the top, so they're going to be allowing those short under routes.
If you have somebody going against another team that you think they got a better chance of doing against them, the Niners, go with that.
This is why I say that, though.
Because when it comes to primetime games, the Niners kind of do put it on.
Tight end
And
Zach
that's a
Ertz,
primetime game.
tight end 10 on the week. He looked legit and has been performing well minus 2 weeks ago against the Cowboys. 10 targets, 6 receptions, 53 yards against that fucking defense. So that's why I say Jake Ferguson can still be a reliable target. That's fair. Why?
Just saying,
Oh. Zach Ertz now. Start him against Cincy because Wiley did well after, but he got hurt. He got a touchdown. He got a red zone target for the Tennessee Titans. And so maybe Zach Ertz has a touchdown ceiling this week, where maybe he gets that fucking 10.
I kind of noticed Dobbs does like going to him.
Yeah, So
He does like checking down to him because he actually is not a bad check down tight end.
Philadelphia legend Zach Ertz. I still regret that we traded him for a while. I mean, obviously we have Dallas Goedert, but it's like, it always sucks when a guy gets a ring with you and you fucking let him go. It's like, god damn it. Tight ends are tight ends. Once you get past like tight end 12, it's like, all right, fucking, what are we doing here? Huh? It's like, bring this guy up during the bye week when I need to start him because fucking John is out.
Yeah.
Kickers. Only one kicker we need to talk about this week. Jake Elliott. The fucking go, baby. Kicker 1, dude. Kicker 1 on the week. Let's go.
18 points on my bench.
Captain Clutch, baby. He fucking scored the game winner. Even Zeus had to come recognize. Jake, I mean, obviously, we say it every week. Kickers are kickers. Look for your average offenses that are running into non-buzz saws so that way they can reliably get into the red zone but not reliably score. Or
look for a really good team that you know on even a bad day they're going to get close enough to kick some field goals.
Or pick the Dolphins against the Broncos. Pick McManus or whoever the fuck is kicking. Jason Sanders. Pick the Dolphins kicker against the Broncos. He'll get you more points than your fucking wide receiver on the bench.
Fuck, dude. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Some of these kickers are putting up more points than some tight ends.
Okay.
Some receivers.
I had Brett Maher, kicker 3 on the week. Put up.
Dude, I think I got kickers that are kicking better.
Brett Maher? Dude, check
fucking-
this out. Brett Maher had 15 points. Jordan Addison, and my other flex pick, which was, I think George Pickens? No. Shit. I can't remember what my other flex pick was, but my kicker had more points than my flex.
Right
My 2
here.
flexes.
Right here, Bass for Buffalo had 14 fucking points.
Dude.
Dude.
These motherfuckers are
He
showing
put
out,
up
dude.
more points than Joe Mixon as a running back.
They're holding up. They're holding up for us, dude. We shit on kickers every week, but maybe we should be focusing on kickers.
I don't shit on kickers. Fuck, bro, I knew. Why do you think I had Jake Elliott on my bench? I got Jake Elliott on my bench or starting, and I have Jake Moody on my bench or starting. So I'm kind of comfortable. And they both have been really consistent. Dude, Jake Moody's first 3 weeks were all double digits.
Yup.
Pretty mid double digits too. You know what I mean? 14, 14, and 12, I think it was, or something.
Like that.
This was his lowest scoring one. Actually, I have him. So
He had 9 points this week.
Yeah, 9. See, 9. He was still 1 point off from double digits.
Moving on to defenses.
No, he had 5 full.
Oh, shit.
We had me all thinking about it. Dude.
Damn.
But that's because Christian McCaffrey was over there putting up
5
fucking
points.
touchdowns.
He still outscored Jordan Addison. 0. Vikings defense showed up against Carolina. 5 sacks. Only allowed 250 yards.
You say Carolina's defense showed up against the Vikings?
No, Vikings defense showed up against Carolina. Carolina's defense did show up against the Vikings. They both had Pukaka offenses. But that's because Kirk Cousins had an anomaly game.
Yeah, because
And
he's
Bryce
actually pretty
Young
consistent.
is the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers.
There was so much hope into that poor kid.
Start a defense that's playing Cincy, Atlanta, Carolina, New England, or New York. I'll let you decide which team. The Ravens defense has been solid. Texans have been solid. And Buffalo did well this week against a high octane fucking offense.
Well, I mean, the Cowboys did well too, but I mean, they played Patriots.
It was Patriots. No,
Honestly, bro,
I'm mostly kidding.
Kyle
about-
Shanahan said it himself. Kyle Shanahan like really took a shot at their head coach because he was talking about Arizona. He was like, yeah, they were. He goes, honestly, their skill. He goes, in the way they can control it. He goes, the way Josh Dobb plays. He goes, they honestly should be 3-0. That's what he was saying. He goes, they should be 3-0. He goes, they're very there. He goes, I just feel like there's something missing. I think he felt that way, saying like, I don't think they got the right coach. but
Remember
got
they
the
were
right
up
tools.
20-0 on the fucking Giants.
Bro.
Then they were
Alright,
like,
so Cardinals offensive players, yes. Cardinals defense.
You know what happened that game is heading into halftime, the fucking GM was asleep in the box and he was like woke up and was like, what the fuck? Made a call to the front to the coach. Is just like, dude, you You know Caleb Williams is on the fucking table, right? Like, you know we could get him? What the fuck are you doing? No, yeah, we'll make Daniel Jones look good this week. Fucking Danny Nichols. Buffalo, man.
Fucking, they're looking like the number one defense, to be real with you. That's back-to-back weeks. I think they put up 30-plus points for me.
Any team that plays the Giants or who? Oh, the...
No, wait, they put up 14, I think. No, did
Oh!
they put up 14? The Buffalo Bills?
Yeah.
They were a high-scoring defense, I know that.
They did well. I mean, dude,
14.
And that's against the Dolphins. Like, the team
Yeah.
that just dropped 70.
On somebody else.
Moving forward, I think we can say it's safe to say, like, start the fucking defense. Start them. Jacksonville.
And I think with that, the Bills have established themselves as the number one offense in the AFC. Or the number one team in the AFC.
I would say right now, power rankings wise, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of the same. The usual
Power rankings wise,
suspects.
yes, but I mean, there's still, you know, the Chiefs right behind them on
Yeah.
their ass.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
power
and-
rankings is close. I've got the Bills, the Chiefs,
Ravens.
yeah. I got the Ravens right there, and then
You think so? Or Miami? I mean, Miami's got to be there, bro. They're still a high-powered offense.
yeah.
They still get it done.
But
I mean, they still put up 20 on the Bills.
even with the Bills losing Tre'Davious White, they still didn't look that complete on offense. And I'm sorry, dude. I'm just not sold. I'm not sold on the Dolphins. I'm not. For some reason. But that being said, the gap between 3 and 4 is not that big. Like, Ravens themselves could fucking have a stinker, and it's like, oh, guess what? The Dolphins are 3 now. So I
Yeah.
mean, it is close between
It's
those
a real
4 teams.
close. I would say it's a tie at third, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
it's close between all those teams.
It's a tie at third, and then we'll move to fourth, which is in the AFC.
In the AFC,
Chargers.
no, fuck no.
No?
No.
Oh no, they're doing terrible.
Yeah, no. They're
I'm
literally
sorry for whoever else I might have
they're
invited.
literally 2 lucky plays away from being 0-4.
Are there Colts in the AFC?
Colts are in the AFC. I would say power rankings wise, in the AFC, I would have them.
Yeah, number 4 or 5, to be honest with you.
I have them like 6 or 7, only because I'd say the Jaguars.
Well, I mean, they have a losing record.
Because I have the Jaguars at like probably at
Oh
like 5.
shit, we're in the Jaguars? I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
they might be number 4.
So I would have them at 4 or 5. I mean, we have the fucking thing back here. Just looking at it,
Jets.
I would have, dude. Yeah,
Jets.
Jaguars 4. I would have the Houston Texans at 5, and then the Colts at 6. If I had to say,
Okay.
I think that's fair. Because that offense, that Houston offense, actually is like looking.
Niners are number 1. In the league and the division. the
Agreed.
conference.
I would like to say agree to disagree, but yes, it's right now like absolutely on power rankings.
They
wise.
struggled against Washington and we monkey stomped the shit out of fucking Arizona. So, well, by we I mean Christian McCaffrey.
I was gonna say, yeah.
One wild man got it done.
Yeah.
And the others just were there in full support.
I would say in the NFC right now I've got it like sitting yeah, I'd have to say I got it sitting between number 1 San Fran, number 2 Philly, number 3 I'm looking at a couple of teams on there.
NFC?
Yeah.
Seattle could be up there. Honest to
yeah,
God, Seattle could be one of those teams.
at number 3 I have the Rams.
The Rams, yeah, they're definitely up there. I was gonna say if not them, then the
At
Rams.
number 4 I got Detroit. At
No, I'm
number-
sorry. Number 3 would be Detroit in my eyes then.
I take the Rams over Detroit.
Ooh, no.
Only because I
Detroit
think
just had a fucking huge win.
against a young team.
And the Rams almost blew it with Indy. They let them come back. It almost went to, I think it did go to overtime, didn't it?
Yeah, it went
it
to
went to fucking overtime.
Yeah, it went to overtime.
And they were in the lead, bro.
Well, Matt Stafford was like hurt.
It don't fucking matter.
So I mean, that being said, I would still take the
No, I'm
Rams.
taking Detroit.
So I
I
mean,
would honestly
Oh.
take Detroit.
speaking of which, why don't we move it on over to the picks this week?
Oh.
Do the head-to-heads.
Yeah, I guess he won this one.
No tiebreakers necessary.
Honestly, that Indy game, that was the tiebreaker. That was going to tie it up for us to go into a tiebreaker, sorry.
Yeah, and what's funny is we counted wrong. We said 7, and it was only 6, so we actually didn't set up a tiebreaker.
Yeah, we didn't, and we were going to actually have to set one up. We were even talking about it like, shit, we might have to start picking scores real soon.
Fucking do it again.
But,
fuck.
Yeah, it came down to the Indy. I told you, Indy's the truth, man. They're a young team, but as they're figuring it out, they're still producing. They're still getting shit done, bro. Like, they really came back on the fucking Rams, bro.
Yeah,
they really did come back. They took full advantage of.
I really like
the turnovers and stuff. You know.
I really like what I'm seeing out of Anthony Richardson, making the most out of his tight ends.
Yeah, that's true.
Mo Ali Cox and Kylan Granson, like legitimately utilizing his tight ends
all the time, like he does. And believe it or not, Reynolds. Oh yeah, sorry.
But yeah, the Colts. I mean, yeah, no, Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, and Josh Downs. Josh Downs has been a legit.
Dude, he actually really good this last game too.
Which is kind of pissing me off because I got money on Alec Pierce going for 550 this year. God damn it!
Not no more.
I need Alec Pierce to be the deep threat. Anthony, if you're hearing me, target.
Yeah, power ratings wise, I'm going with Detroit and then maybe
Anthony Richardson, please.
But Indy, I'm telling you that again, it was a tough one. It was a tough one.
Tell him to bring me my money.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Washington and Chicago. I feel like last week Washington going against Philly, that was a fucking fluke. Still think they're trash.
I think Sam Howitzer.
And honestly, I think Justin Fields is gonna try to bring in at least one dub.
I think
because like, yeah, giving it up like that to Denver, like the way you did.
Broncos country.
You gotta come back and fucking.
That's right.
Fucking state.
Broncos country. That's right.
All right. So yeah, honestly, I'm going with Chicago on that one.
Commies country.
I feel like they're gonna come back on that. He better. He's on my fucking roster. All right, then we got Jacksonville at Buffalo. Buffalo. Flat out. I'm sorry, my boy Josh Allen. There's no stopping him. He's running for MVP right now.
Speaking of Week 1 flukes, it's Buffalo. Yeah.
All right. Shit. Third game, New Orleans at New England. I'm going New Orleans. My boy Derek Carr is bad. I feel like he's going to be a lot healthier than he was this last game.
I got that Alvin Kamara investment, so
that too.
I'm hoping for another 20 target, 30 reception game.
And I don't think New England's got it fucking figured out yet.
Yeah, I'm just hoping Belichick doesn't. He's like, fucking decides this is the game. This is the fucking game where he decides to reorganize. God damn it.
All right, next game is going to be Tenney at Indianapolis. Tenney at Indy. I'm going with Indy. My boy Anthony Richardson impressed me this last weekend. Honestly, I said that people should keep an eye out open for him for throughout the season to see how he does. I honestly said I think he's going to fit into Indianapolis' offense perfectly, and honestly, he has so far.
If you prioritize skill position guys and flex players, and you didn't pick up your quarterback till the 10th round, and you got Anthony Richardson, week 2 and week 3 were rough, but week 1 and week 4.
He's figuring it out, man. He's figuring it out. All right, we got Baltimore at Pittsburgh. I'm going Baltimore. If we are right with Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews getting back on connection again, they're going to fuck off on this.
Zay Flowers getting involved in that too.
Yeah. I just picked him up too in another trade.
Yep. Nice.
I picked up Zay Flowers, Kyron Williams, and...
Put me on some of these trades.
No, I got Kyron Williams, Zay Flowers, and Aaron Jones for Bijan and Tyler Algier.
Jesus Christ. What the
People are like, who gave up Bijan? I was like, bro, I got Aaron Jones. And he was limited on his touches like he said last week. This week, he's going to come back after full throttle.
Just Kyron for Bijan.
And then I have Christian Watson handcuffed to him. So that's another one. That's nice. That's a nice little handcuff.
Yeah.
You know? And then he gave me Kyron Williams, and he's been going on.
Yeah.
And Zay Flowers has been lightweight, keeping up in the double digits.
Carolina, Detroit.
Detroit.
Bryce Young pops
off.
14 for 32.
I feel like Detroit's going to put up another big game. I feel like
220
I
yards.
feel like David Montgomery.
One
If you have a
touchdown.
way to trade for David Montgomery, I would definitely find a way to trade for David Montgomery. If you got some guys that you feel like you can really just part ways with and make it an interesting trade to pick up David Montgomery, I would do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would do it. After his performance, I'd be willing to give up 2 star players.
I'd say if you have a way to trade for Bryce Young, don't do it. Houston and Atlanta. Shitting on Bryce Young this whole episode.
I was about to say, did you just start him this week or something? Like, I was about to look at the fantasy roster like, I feel like this guy's starting him and he let him down so bad.
Houston and Atlanta. Speaking of quarterbacks you can trade for, if you pick up CJ Stroud on waivers, that's a good backup, if not starter, if you didn't prioritize your quarterback or you drafted.
I'll go with Atlanta. Raider didn't have it together, but I feel like Bijan is going to go the fuck off on Houston, to be honest.
I think Houston's running game is coming in.
And I feel like Drake London might do some damage this week.
And I feel like Nico Collins and Tank Dell are gonna eat just the way Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley did.
We'll see. We will fucking see.
New York Giants, Miami Dolphins.
We're going Miami. I don't think Miami fell that fucking off.
It's not a primetime game, so I think the Giants will still score 13.
And Daniel Jones is going to upset his coach again and get shit talked to him by the coach.
I think the Dolphins try to beat their own mark, 70-20.
Yeah, I don't think they let up anymore. I think they had to remake a statement, right?
Cincinnati.
He's the game to do it.
Arizona. Fuck yeah, this would be.
Right. Cincinnati, Arizona. He says Arizona. I say Cincinnati. They're at home. Or no, they're not. I lied. They're at Arizona. I still don't think Arizona has it together defensively against the receiving game. They gave up a lot of yards to Brandon Ayuk in that receiving game.
Thank God they're playing against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati offense.
But they do have Jamar Chase who can make something happen. They have players that can make shit happen. If they're playing in Arizona, they're playing in the dome. So Joe Burrow's technically it's perfect weather conditions.
They're playing on. Well, here's the thing: they're playing on that shitty grass. And
True.
And Joe Burrow's got a bad calf, so.
Yeah, but he's also been known to play well in the dome.
It's a dumb bro.
Did he win national championship?
The
The Georgia one? Anyways, so then we go on to the next one. You got Philly at Los Angeles Rams.
Faded in a hoe.
Fuck those birds!
Faded in a hoe.
Start to fucking cook some goddamn.
Birds. Birds, baby.
I'm not gonna lie, I honestly think the Birds might do it, but
He just wanted to see a one next to that zip. That's what he wants. That's what it is.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off. If they pull it off, believe me when I say I'm gonna come back and be like,
No.
I'll tell you.
No, I'm saying
This will be the week that both our teams fuck it up on.
What I'm saying is that this is like you want to see that like only one team undefeated. That's what I mean. Like, it's like a personal investment. You know?
Not really. I wouldn't mind it back somewhere along the middle of the season, like when we met up.
Week 13, baby.
You know, somewhere near the end of the season.
I gotta, dude. You know,
it's gonna be bad.
You know, back in football season, dude. You got those teams, those
This guy's gonna come face painted like the dude.
that blue face paint is just like.
Oh my god! My brother would literally shave his head just so he could fucking paint the wings going down like a helmet.
Did I ever show you when I painted myself blue?
See, there it is.
I might do it. I'll leave the fucking mustache.
Alright.
Paint myself green. Speaking of gangrene, New York Jets. Jets.
I think the Jets get it done against Denver.
I think Zach Wilson actually got some confidence back. I think Stella got her groove back, baby.
Oh yeah, true.
Garrett Wilson is still Garrett fucking Wilson.
He's still gonna make the most out of everything he gets.
They made it tough.
Somebody tried to trade me Debo Samuel for my Garrett Wilson. I was like,
I think that's fair. I think you can buy low on Garrett Wilson right now.
That's hard, man, because Garrett Wilson, like you said, is still Garrett Wilson.
New York Jets, fucking.
Defensively, are getting it done. Offensively, you need to get the fuck together still.
Yeah, well,
And he had a decent game, but
Zach Wilson, he looked a lot better against a good defense.
he needs to get his shit together.
And they ended up. I mean, they got the Eagles treatment. Where look, I'll say this: I'm not delusional enough a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles to say that the defensive holding in the Super Bowl is not a defensive holding. I'll come out and say it. But in the time that it was called, you're like, let the fucking boys play. I feel the same way about Sunday night's game. So, anyways, Jets win. Denver Broncos country. That's right. Kansas City at Minnesota, dude.
I said Kansas City, but fuck it, that could be an upset. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't think?
You know what? I'm gonna call it. If there's gonna be an upset this week, keep an eye out for that one.
If there's an upset this week, I've got my money on Carolina and Detroit.
Didn't Kansas City kind of struggle this week against them?
Against the Jets.
It did. Oh shit. I'm fucking tripping.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If they had struggled against the Jets, Minnesota's got a lot more together than the Jets do. So
the Minnesota made.
I'm saying Kansas City because it's fucking Kansas City and it's Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. You know what I mean? And then
they're liable.
And honestly, Isaiah Pacheco has been picking it up.
Do you think they improved to 3-0 with Taylor Tate in the building?
Nah, I think Minnie's gonna shut their shit down. I think that stadium is too strong. They're in Minnesota.
Dude, I've seen some teams going to Minnesota and win. I've seen I know a good team that's gone into Minnesota and fucking won, baby. Multiple times in the same year. Fuck all y'all. 42-7. Don't forget that shit. Thanks for the Super Bowl, baby. And then we won it in your fucking house, dude. How do you like that shit? Dallas at SF, baby.
No, man. I'm just saying, Kansas City, yeah. They're still Kansas City. They still have that strong chance to win.
Yeah, no.
And Minnesota is like, what, 0-4?
1-3. They beat the Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
They were lucky. They had Bryce Young on the schedule.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Frank took away your guys' first game. I'm so sorry.
Dude, it should be.
But they got the confidence back. Kirk Cousins is still not a bad fucking quarterback. Kansas City's defense is not fucking amazing.
No.
I mean, as much as they let up against the Jets, and the Jets,
yeah, that.
I'm just saying, I feel like if Kirk Cousins has it together on that day, it's going to be a bad day.
I'll say this. I think Kansas City's going to win, but Jettis is always going to fucking eat. And I don't think Jordan Addison is going to have a 0 again.
I don't think so either. I think it's going to be a lot more involved. I think that was one of those games where, for some reason, it just wasn't.
Well, the offense wasn't. I mean, dude, the offense was not clicking. So, I'll put it this way: if Minnesota plays like they did against the Panthers, Kansas City wins like 34-14.
All right, here we go.
Dallas at SF, Sunday Night Football. If the Cowboys win, you have to show up and carry Underwood's dress and see the fucking Sunday Night Football game.
I'll show up.
Dude, nah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
How about this?
I cannot fucking wait.
I think I have one big enough to fit you. Because we're the only two.
Nothing.
We're the only two undefeated teams right now.
I'm not wearing anything remotely close to it. You're thinking I'm not gonna wear a jersey.
A team that
These colors don't run.
The one that loses the 0 first
has to buy a jersey for the other.
Okay. Yeah.
Zeus scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. Lightweight. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I brought my shooters, dude. I brought my Philly dogs.
Fucking.
Let's do that. First team that loses their 0, other guy has to fight. Yeah, let's do that. Fuck it. Since we're the only two undefeated now, we're gonna be in the trenches soon. We got like the Dolphins, Bills, Chiefs.
Well, our season doesn't get any easier either.
Within
Honestly,
like
we have some teams that could really pull some upsets. I'm not gonna lie to you, we really do.
Basically, all last
Bro,
year.
I'm still not counting out the Bengals, and we have them on our schedule.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying. I'm not an idiot. Teams sometimes wake up late and they make it. Niners did.
Yeah.
Niners have woken up late. Fuck, the year that we lost it to the Rams, we woke up late.
That was Jimmy's fault. Fuck Jimmy.
Alright, we woke up late. We woke up late in the season, but we barely made the playoffs, but we fucking ran it from there, baby.
Who'd you guys beat in the divisional round?
Beat the Cowboys.
And it's gonna happen again. 3 years in a row, baby. Green Bay and Las Vegas. Green Bay at Las Vegas. We're both big. I'm big on Jordan Love. I think last week, I think they just ran into a superior team.
My boy Christian Watson is back. My boy Aaron Jones is back. They're not going to be limited on touches, I'm pretty positive. And they're going to be allowed to just eat.
At the very least. We saw what they did with their limited touches. They're going to get at least double that this week. Aaron Jones isn't going to get any less than 10 fucking touches, like 5 touches last week.
They're going to go off, bro. They're going to go off. I'm telling you.
That being said,
and it's the Raiders.
2, 3, 4. So we got an even number. We double counted, so we don't end up looking like fucking morons like last week. So we're gonna pick our numbers. I have been thinking about it. I got it 23-17.
Damn, dude.
We got it. Okay, let's get that number and fucking wrap this bitch up. Let's see, what is it? We still have the 2-minute drill too.
I said 24-18.
Oh shit! God damn it! He was being serious. Fuck. All right.
So they passed that number. I'm fucking gold, baby.
Saved it like the fucking Browns and the Steelers in week 2. God damn it.
I'm sorry to do that every time I pick this.
All right. 2-minute warning. 2-minute drill.
We're gonna start doing it where we can write it down so we don't know.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
Jeopardy.
2-minute drill.
2-minute drill.
What?
A minute apiece.
The Trojans won. It got nasty at the end, but we still won.
Boy,
We don't have Uncle Joe to give me one of them wings.
Yeah, nah, Colorado looked good, but
Ish.
you know, they came out sluggish. Kind of like, I mean, that's kind of been the script the whole season for them. Sluggish in the first
Trojans
half.
just fell off on the back end, and Colorado was able to take advantage.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was complacent football midway through the third.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, midway through the third, once it hit that midway mark on the third, it was very, very complacent, sloppy, nasty football, and nobody did anything to make any changes. And Colorado took full advantage and made the comeback they did.
Yeah.
All right. I blame the coach completely on that. All right. Not so much Lincoln Riley, but the defense coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right. 1, either adjust, or 2, give more breaks, make some interchanges, do what you got to do. I don't know what it has to take, but there is no fucking way in hell we should be giving up. We gave up like 40 points.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's what it felt like, right? What did we go into halftime? No, they went into halftime with 16, right?
I think it was like 40-17, and all of a sudden it's 48-40.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, it was like 48-41. That's what the score was. And I was like, no, fuck no.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, something went wrong, terribly wrong in the back half. All right, honestly, the NCAA was nice this week to us.
Oh yeah. There was some good games, baby.
Yeah, there were some good college games. All right, guys, it was awesome. Keep up with college. Washington's still doing it. Washington State, I believe, is also
Michael Penix
and
Jr.
Oregon.
First game with no touchdowns, but he had his 5th game in a row with 300 passing yards.
Yeah.
That boy, nice. Could be a good year for the Trojans, for the Chimneys.
Keep an eye on Oregon. Oregon's been doing it, dude.
Yeah, they've been stomping teams out. I think that when you play that, it's tough because obviously you don't want to wear too much on your players and on the psyche, but I feel like when you win that easily too much, I think it can actually hurt you. Because once you get into a dogfight, you need those dogfights. The thing, once you get into a dogfight, you see what the guys are made of, you know.
True.
And like, you know, we've seen Caleb in a dogfight. We've seen some other guys in dogfights. Fucking Caleb on one leg last year still took Utah to task and almost won that fucking game. Like, you know what I mean? Bo Nix has not shown me that.
Honestly, Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley together.
Oh, dude, that's a fucking cheat code.
Have that duo right there has single-handedly brought this team back to
The glory
fruition.
days.
That and like no, they've set it up to show like, come here, bro, you can be a champion.
Yeah, no.
You can be a Heisman.
There's something
Dude,
to
Caleb Williams might win.
no,
And if he
there's
decides to stay a third year, there's a strong chance he could go 3 years.
there's something to having a coach that has that quarterback whisperer status. You know what I mean? Like that is huge at the professional and the college, at the collegiate level. Collegiate, I would say it's actually more important because typically in the NFL, like when a coach goes someplace, if you're a quarterback whisperer or something, you're gonna have them for multiple years, where you're not gonna have an opportunity to play. Whereas in college, the cycle is anywhere from 2 to 4 years. So it's like every 2 to 4 years, they're gonna have to get another quarterback, another quarterback, another quarterback.
No, I get what you're saying.
You know, so like
And if he decides to stay a third year, that can only make him that much better in the league, I would think, bro.
you know, the only thing that I think we have in terms of that kind of level of that kind of dichotomy would be like Mahomes and Andy Reid right now.
True. Yeah. No, that's a very true statement.
We're gonna have a lot more to talk about after covering week 5, covering week 6. That's gonna be next week. Stay tuned for that. Obviously, when this comes out, it's gonna be Thursday Night Football, baby. You know who's gonna win? Washington. We are. Yeah.